welcome and thank you for an evening with Remy Centauri. And I am, of course, your host, Remy Centauri, speaking to you from atop my makeshift clifftop home studio. So the waves are just coming in ashore this early evening, and life almost seems at a standstill. With my coffee mug filled with some Macallan to the left, which is a single malt scotch, and an acid cigar to the right of me. It looks like I'm ready to go. Driving in this evening, I was listening to some Huey Lewis, the rendition he did with Gwyneth Paltrow, "Cruisin'." It's on the 30th anniversary edition of their first album they put out, I believe. "Cruisin'" with Gwyneth Paltrow. Really, really good song to listen to, especially if you have the top down driving. And it was an enjoyable tune. And like I said, you can find that, I believe, on iTunes. It's a 30th anniversary edition, one of the newer albums. And let's see what's going on in the world today. It looks like Trump, your president, is going to be, I say that, oh my God. Trump will be meeting up with the dictator, Kim Jong-un, right? That's his name, on pretty soon, next couple of days, not within the next 48 hours. And we'll see what happens, because realize the Korean War has, they have not, for the Koreans, North Koreans anyway, so the war still rages on. They have not surrendered. And hopefully, something good will happen, because we know the people in North Korea, they live in, just in bad conditions. There's no reason for them to be living like that, considering that they have their neighbors. You have Japan, you have South Korea, and they can help this country out. But you just have to set aside certain things, and not think about yourself. But that's just me talking. I don't know what's gonna transpire, because you have a maverick of a president in Trump, and we'll see what happens. And let's see here. It looks like Justify won the Belmont Stakes. I'm not really too much into horse racing. I don't even think I've even last time I've even come across a horse. So the Triple Crown, it could be the Quadruple Crown. I really don't care too much about the horse racing. Of course, Chinese buffets, so that's a different story. I care about those very much. So that's what's some of the things that are going on in the world today, and we hopefully things are going well in your part of the world, wherever you may be listening to me from. And let's take a look here, and let's see here. That's what's some of the things that's going on. And currently in certain parts of the world, in Amsterdam, it's 5:39 a.m., 55 degrees. In Anchorage, it's 7:39 p.m., 63 degrees. And in Guatemala City, it's 9:39 and 66 degrees. So that's what's going on there. And I just want to give a bit of a shout out to some friends of mine. And Bogue's Restaurant in Birmingham, Alabama, opened in 1938. It's famous for its sweet roll recipe and Bogue's Lyman Special, which has 4 eggs and a 6-ounce chopped steak, and hash browns with gravy and biscuits, or the blueberry fat stack and freshly ground coffee, which everyone likes. I know I do. And the owner, Mildred, she's a nice gal, and her staff will take good care of you. I haven't been there in a while, but I remember. It's in Birmingham, Alabama, at 3028 Claremont Avenue South in Birmingham, like I said, and they'll treat you like a king. I have not been there in a minute. I used to go there a few times when I was in that part of the United States, and they do a really good job. of taking care of their customers. And I have some questions here that were sent in to me from some of my adoring listeners, and one of them is from Emma from Olathe, Kansas. She writes, "If a genie were to grant you, if you believe in genies, if a genie were to grant you three wishes, what would you wish for?" I'm really interested in your question, Remy, or your answer to this question. Um, Let me see here. I would one thing I think I would wish for would be um, good health for me and my family. Um, I'm not asking to live forever, because no matter how much science evolves, we're not going to be able to live forever. And I don't think I'd want to. Just good health to live, a fairly reasonable long life. To be a centenarian, that'd be cool. To be a centenarian, and still have my faculties, and still be able to walk around, that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, that'd be one. Second of all, well, that'd be for me and my family. Second of all, I think I'd want to be able to have a certain type of wealth, that being filthy rich. No, nothing like that. Rich is everlasting, and no. I think I'd want to be comfortable where I would want and need for nothing, just to have my family with me, but be able to have enough where I can pay my bills, keep up the my home, and go wherever I wanted to go, but not in a flamboyant style. Just there's people that that put away their money, and they're able to live a good long retirement, right? I guess, if you will. Yeah, and I want this to happen. Not too. I wouldn't want it to happen too early in life, but sometime in my retirement. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. And then, of course, something for me personally. I do not know if y'all remember the episode on Star Trek: Next Generation, where Famke Janssen came out, and she was known as her name was Kamala, and she was a female companion that is a passive reflection of a male partner, an emphatic metamorph. Was a human who had an increased empathic ability and natural desire to please others, such as her mate, that she is bonded with, to meet her mate's emotional requirements and sexual desires. Now, that would be for me personally. That out of these three wishes, that one would have to be personally for me, and I would want a partner like that. Now, some of you women out there, ladies, are saying, feminists saying, "Oh, that's not right. That's bull." But yet again, this question was directed towards me, and that's what I would want. Something for my family and a little bit for me. So that's a one thing there. So I hope I answered your question there, Miss Emma from Olathe, Kansas. And let's take a look here. Abigail from Walla Walla, Washington writes to me, "Remy, if you had to switch lives with someone, who would you choose?" Well, it doesn't say here if this person were to be alive or dead. So I'm going to, from my existence of people that I know, that are currently here and are not here, I think I'd want to switch lives with just for 48 hours or 72 hours. If this person was still alive, it would have to be Albert Einstein. And I say Albert Einstein just for the fact to see what thoughts came to his head when he was smoking his pipe. to see the world through his eyes, and just be able to take in how he views the world and how the world could be better. These were things that he would write down on a chalkboard and his theories. But that's what Yes, I mean, you have the being able to be Michael Jordan, the Eddie Van Halens, and all this, but science is forever, okay, and the things that he's done, will live on, and they continue living on right now. They'll continue living on well after we're around. We're no longer around. So that being said, I'd want to 72 hours in the mind of Einstein, looking through his eyes. That'd be one person I would want to I want to switch with if he were still alive. Okay, but like I said, she didn't put in here of all time, so I would say I'd want to anyone who is alive right now. Geez, I don't know. I would probably have to say any person alive right now. I'd have to say probably Alex Lifeson from Rush, the guitar player. Yeah. So just because I love the band Rush, and I love the way he plays, the guitar's clean, crisp. He has clarity in his guitar playing, and I like the music they put out. So it would be, this is of course when he's on tour, to be able to live the life of Alex Lifeson when he's on tour with his two other bandmates. That'd be him, the person who's living. But of all time, living and not living, it'd have to be Albert Einstein. Okay? So I hope I answered your question there, Miss Abigail from Walla Walla, Washington. Jade from Old Lyme, Connecticut. Would you rather be the funniest person alive or the most attractive? Jeez, that's that's an interesting question. Not too hard to answer. I think I would want to be. I think I want to be the. I'd rather be the funniest person than the best looking person. Okay, and the reason I say that is because you have these actors and singers and whatever that have they used to grace the covers of magazines. Brad Pitt, George Clooney, all these other guys, sexiest man in the world. Well, that was back then. Have you seen these sons of bitches? Lately, they are not of the sexiest men in the world anymore. Their looks have faded, and they're just looking old. Okay, and eventually, in 10 more years, or even 5 more years, they'll look even older, than they do right now. Gravity catches up to everyone. However, that being said, when it comes to being the funniest person alive, well, let's take for instance, Bill Murray. He's not the greatest looking guy in the world. However, he is funny. When you turn off the lights, they say you were a great looking guy. When you turn off the lights, you can't see that person. No matter how good looking they are, you can't see them because the lights are off when you're in bed with that person. But when you turn off the lights, the person, if you're a funny person, you can make the other person laugh even in the dark when you're in bed with them. So that's that right there. I think, like I said, your looks fade, but when it comes to being funny, being able to make people laugh, I think that for me, that I'd rather be that. I also don't want to be the ugliest son of a bitch in the world, but decent looking and funny. So I hope that answers your question there that you're giving me. Miss J from Old Lyme, Connecticut. Never heard of that, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Ellen from Winter Park writes to me, would you rather be the hero or the villain? Ooh, that's good. I would rather be let me see here. I'd have to want to be the villain. Just because the villain is just so complex. And I would assume she's talking about a movie. Let's take, for instance, Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. He's a tragic hero, You have people that are villains, but then you look inside them. They're also complex. Maybe they do bad things, but in the back end, maybe for some good reasons. Okay. When it comes to, Darth Vader, Anakin, he was able to redeem himself in the very end. And you have people, villains in movies, dramas where they do, they may do something or do the things they do, but they do them for a certain reason. And I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. Probably not. But they're more complex. The hero, he just wants the limelight. But for villains, a lot of villains are low key. They do what they do and they get out. And so that's what I would want to be. I'd rather prefer to be the villain than anything else. A complex villain, a tragic hero. That's what I would prefer to be, other than the hero. So, and not a couple of days ago, it looks like Golden State swept Cleveland Cavaliers. They swept them. Jeez, that's kind of that's sad, because that, seeing these teams again in the postseason. The game, the series was very low rated, and LeBron didn't bring anything to the game, to the series, because if he had, he would have at least won one game. But clearly, the mid-season, they changed the team around. They brought in some other players, and it just didn't work for LeBron. And I think the thing for LeBron to do, if he wants to really continue, if he wants to win a ring, he's gonna have to change residences, and he's gonna have to move from the East to the West. Because no matter what team they put up, in the East, you can get the All-Stars in the East to go up against the Golden State Warriors. Golden State will still beat them. So I don't know if it's a mixture. I think that maybe these teams are just better organized than the teams in the East. That could be it. The organizational ways are probably better. And a lot of this has to do with, management and developing from within. Of course, Golden State, they brought in Kevin Durant. But all the other players that they had before that, Golden State, Iguodala, and Curry, and Klay Thompson. All these guys had been with Golden State for years now. 4, 5 years, something like that, 5, 6 years. Draymond Green, they've all been with the team for about half a decade or something like that. They've been with them for a while, and then they just added this one piece. You can't see that with the teams that LeBron had, just due to the fact that the team that he has, they haven't been around they haven't been around with one another long enough where there's not what they call the gel. They got to gel together, and they, this team obviously didn't do that. Now, the big news isn't that so much that Golden State won, but where's LeBron gonna go? I think for him, he's spent enough time in the East. He did what he could, and obviously this is just another failure. And what he needs to do is he needs to pick up and go west. But what team? That's gonna be kind of tough because you have the Lakers. The business side of LA is the Lakers. Or for LeBron, it'd be the business side. Would be go to LA. He can bring his brand out there. Of course, the team who can really win the title, would be to go to Houston, because you got Chris Paul and Harden. There some outside teams. I don't know, like San Antonio has been discussed. Just for the fact that Popovich is there. Who knows if that's gonna even factor in and you also have Boston, which of course is in the East, but Boston does have an okay team. But it's just it'll be interesting to see when that day comes. It'll be next month, I believe, when they start signing people. So it'll be interesting to see what he's going to do and how it'll affect next season. So we'll see. We just have to stay tuned. And let me answer one more question here. Valeria from Big Sur, California. This is interesting. Remy, how long can you last in the ring with Canelo Alvarez? Well, I'll tell you right now. How long can I last in the ring with Canelo Alvarez? Wow, I think it's the other way around. How long can Canelo last with me? I think 10. Let's just say it goes 10 rounds. The kid could probably last 3. Yeah, he can last 3 rounds. Yeah. Now, if you go to a Chinese buffet or some kind of pizza buffet, well, then that guy's only going to last 90 seconds. All right. So, yeah. Canelo. I mean, he got caught using some kind of substance. Who knows what it was. So it's sad to hear that occur. But hopefully after a while, I don't know if he was suspended or what, but hopefully he'll get his act together and can come back to doing what he does best. That's using his hands to terrify opponents in the ring. Yeah. So looking at the concert scene here, there's a couple of shows out. Now, you know what? Depeche Mode is on tour right now. How about that? They're still out there. Steve Miller's on tour. Elton John's on tour. Elton John, that guy's been doing these farewell tours since back in the 80s. And this is like his third or fourth world tour, farewell world tour, where he never seems to go away. He just keeps coming back. You know what it is? It's all that damn spending. He buys all this expensive clothing, cars, and where he lives and all that, the opulent lifestyle. That's what it keeps coming back. Not that that he doesn't want to do it anymore, but I guess it's just his lifestyle. You got to put away your money. Same thing with the damn Scorpions. Those guys, I think they've done already one a couple of years ago. They did a farewell tour. What, like 5 years ago, something like that, and they're back at it again. They're touring again. I guess these guys, for these guys, there are touring bands like Iron Maiden. That's a touring band. I don't think a year goes by that they're not somewhere. They're not somewhere, performing live. But I thought, the Scorpions were going to do the same thing. But I guess, living in where these guys live in Switzerland or Germany, and drinking beer, eating, bratwurst in front of their porch, playing guitar, I guess that kind of gets old after a while, and they look at one another and say, we need to go on tour and make more euros. So, but yeah, it's I've seen them one time. Scorpions, they put on a pretty good show, um, but they like I said, they are on tour. The Depeche Mode, like I said, Three Doors Down and Collective Soul is also on tour. And let's see here, Tony Bennett. Oh, come on, the guy from Cisco. Yeah, you know, the one-time waiter is also looks like he's still performing. It's good to see that. He's doing what he loves. Um, and if you get a chance to see Tony, I've seen him one time. I say, spend your money, enjoy your evening, dress nice. Okay. And let's take a look here. I have another. Okay, so this is from last question here. My sister and mom like to go out to bars and clubs together. That sort of thing weirds me out. Okay. If it were some special occasion where other family members went to celebrate a birthday or something, fine. However, when they go out almost weekly and my mom hangs out with my sister's friends, or my sister hangs out with my mom's friends, let's see here. It's not right. I feel my mom should hang out with her friends her age, and my sister should hang out with her friends her age. My mom looks kind of old to be hanging out with my sister at these places. My mom is separated from my dad. What do you think about it, Remy? MYOB, mind your own business. No, I understand where you're coming from, and I've seen scenarios like that where, if it's a special occasion, yeah, you'll have the mom and dad hang out with the kids at the bar, someone celebrating someone's promotion or a birthday or whatever. But when they go out, and the parent is single, they go with the daughters. It'd be kind of funny to see the daughter the daughter seeing the mom getting picked up by some guy, and then telling her daughter, "Oh, Susie, I'm gonna leave with what's your name again? Jack. Oh, I'm leaving with Jack." And then 2 days later, she finally gets home. Kind of like the cat, It's like, where did the cat come from? When did we leave him 50 miles from home? He just shows up one day at night. Yeah, or like the father who goes out with the son. Same thing. You have dad at the bar trying to pick up the young chicks, and then some 20-year-old girl, and your dad's 57. She comes and clips his wings. Says, no, sir. And out of you taking that blue pill. No. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, but yeah, also they're of age. If they want to go out there and hang out with their kids, and they're single, then I don't see what the issue is with that, other than the fact you just gotta put that past you and realize that one day you'll be in that situation as well. You never know. I want to say hello to some of my friends at Snow City Cafe in Anchorage, Alaska, at 1034 West 4th Avenue in Anchorage, Alaska. The drive-through sandwich made with house-made biscuits, bacon, strawberry jam, cheddar, egg, or the quiche special, or the one and only Reuben sandwich. Ooh, that sounds great. And as always, good cup of coffee, especially in that part of the world there, and you should be okay. And mention my show when you're there. Who knows? Maybe they'll throw in the coffee for free. So that's all great. And let's take a look here. Going through my, still talking about Trump. Like I said, things that are going on, and it'll just be interesting to see what's going to occur during this meeting. And I know that the United States has some elections coming up in 2018 as well. So that's good. That's good. You'll see if people can stick to going out to vote. That's important. You go out there and get your message across by getting these people to change their ways, or if not, you just don't vote for them. Yeah, I remember during the election when Robert De Niro, uh, said on some kind of video that he wanted to punch Trump. I can just really hit you in the face, and I think Bobby, and I call him Bobby. I kind of think I think De Niro has been watching too many of his movies where he plays the tough guy, not that he is a tough guy, and thinks that that when he hits someone in real life, they're gonna go down like a stuntman. And I hate to tell Bobby that life isn't like that, and no one's gonna no one's gonna go down just because it's you. You hit someone, they're gonna hit you back. Not only that, Trump's taller than you are, and second of all, he's got a longer reach. Okay, so I think you need to quit with your ridiculousness, because it's doesn't make you look too bright. And what about that Roseanne Barr? They got rid of her show. I don't know about that lady. She has her issues. She's never really been there, all there. And but yet, they took her show from her. They canceled it. She'll go somewhere else. I mean, she's still popular amongst a lot of people. Particularly, I think it'd have to be the conservatives, maybe. So you may even see her start doing more of these news reports, not news reports, but these news shows where, like Al Sharpton, doesn't he come on like on CNN or something like that? One of them cable shows. Al Sharpton, not Reverend Al. Come on, let's be real here. Al Sharpton ain't no reverend. Jesse Jackson ain't no reverend. I mean, if those two are reverends, and if both those two are reverends, then I'm the damn pope. Okay, so they're just looking to see what kind of trouble they can stir. What I see really interesting is that whenever something happens, when some kind of social injustice where a person of color, gets arrested or get beaten up by police, then all of a sudden, their racial inequality, blah blah blah, and it's understandable, but then when Cosby, when he went around and started drugging all these women, both Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, they didn't lift a finger to defend him, to help him out. You know what I bet it was? I bet you it was because they knew what he was doing. And they probably told him, and they said, hey, look here, Cosby, bro. If you get caught, we ain't gonna help you out. Why? Because a lot of these women that Cosby did this to, Bill, were women of color. So Sharpton and Jackson ain't gonna go up against women of color, So they probably say, hey, you get caught, you're on your own, and that's what it's been. It's been Cosby on his own, and they found him guilty. So, Mr. Huxtable is going away for a while, or maybe house arrest. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, the bewitching hour is yet upon us again. Well, tonight. And my time with you has come to a close, at least for this evening. I believe there's a bottle of tasty spirit awaiting my arrival at the local tavern, accompanied by the fine intoxicating fumes of an acid cigar like the one I'm having right now. So I do want to say that one last thing is that they say that we travel on the road to redemption, a highway out of yesterday that tomorrow will bring. So basically, we're saying that tomorrow is a new day to make things right. And with that, I do, bid you adieu for tonight. But I hope to be able to speak to you in the next segment. And hope you all take care. And be safe. And until next time.